So we are going to start today's show a little differently um, because something happened to me at work today and it really was touching. And so I wanted to share this story with you guys. And so normally I would try to get Judy to laugh right now. We're trying to be serious. And I know that coming from me sounds really weird. Don't worry, we'll get into the hilariousness of everything. But like I said, sometimes when something important happens, it needs to be talked about, in my opinion. So I was at work today and I was talking to a customer. And throughout the course of the conversation, it was brought up that she had lived in a different state and she had moved back to Nevada due to a domestic violence situation. And as the conversation progressed more and more, this woman just had so much hope and brightness, and I'm going to be able to overcome anything bad that has happened to me. And it just made me feel like I should always have hope and always try to continue. I only had a 30-minute conversation with this woman, and she was in no way trying to impress me, but just the way that she would just talk about not how bad her life had been, but the way that she was just trying to heal, and that it was a process that she worked on every day. And domestic violence is something that's very near and dear to me just because of the way I grew up. I'll spare everyone the details. But towards the end of the conversation, towards the end of the conversation, I said to her, I was like, look, I know you're going through a lot of stuff and I know you don't know me and this is nothing other than how it sounds, but if you ever need anything, please just reach out, and whatever I can do, I'll be more than happy, even if it's just a trauma dump. And she started to break down crying. And that made me start tearing up at work. Yeah. So it was just a really nice moment. And I hope that when she experiences more dark times, as we all do, and I hope that when I experience more dark times, that we are both able to think of something like that and just know that there is goodness in the world. And hopefully that story can help anyone else in that situation, because I don't think a lot of people understand that people are there for you. A lot of people are selfish and shitty and terrible, but a lot of people will support you in your darkest times, even if they don't know anything about you. That's all I have. Like I said, we will get to the funny stuff. I will lock it up. But if anyone out there is a victim of domestic violence, just also understand that you're not alone and you're not in a situation, no matter how dire it may seem, you're not in a situation that you have to be in. So please do whatever you can to get out of it and be safe. And yeah, just take care of yourself. So this is where I'm trying to be nice, and then I have an alarm going off in the background. I can't even do the normal character of yelling at her because I'm talking about domestic violence. So I think that is the most apt thing that could have happened to this show. I'm going to hit the intro now. Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here, youtube.com. Just search for us at takeabreathpod. Also, all of the audio platforms, Apple, Amazon, Google, Spotify. Just search a conversation with Judy and Ryan. I've already said it like 3 times. It's in your ear. Judy, thank you so much for letting me commandeer the first aspect or the first section of the show. Like I was saying, that just listening to that girl talk to me today, it really affected me, and I think in a positive way. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you letting me have the platform to express that.
Well, thanks for telling us. I'm sure you like probably made her year, honestly, just by being like, you never know the kind of impact you would have on someone until like, and who knows, like maybe down the line she does call you and, and she tells you like she's in a better situation. Who knows?
That'd be awesome. I mean,
That'd be like,
honestly, I hope that no matter what, just things work, not just for her, just for everyone. Like,
yeah.
you have to be a really terrible human being for me to not want like good things to happen. There are people that have literally called me a piece of shit that I'm still like, I don't want bad stuff. Like, I don't, maybe not get a promotion, but don't get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay. Let's see. Oh, real quick, let's just talk about the social media. We've been doing some new things here, Take a Breath Productions.
Okay. Yes, we have.
We've given the reins to Judy and to Alex to a degree. And I'm curious, Judy, because honestly, as we found out, I don't do the social media. I do the posting, but I
Mhm.
don't do the social media, which I realized was a mistake on my part. So in all of my mental greatness, I gave the keys to the castle to you. What have you been doing with that?
Honestly, okay, so first I did want to bring up if there's a way for you to draft the videos and then I do the hashtags, the stuff like
Okay.
I would like to start doing that, but we can talk about that later off show, whatever.
Okay.
But also I've just been more active. Like instead of me scrolling on my TikTok, I'll scroll on like the podcast TikTok.
Oh
So if you ever look at like the our liked section, you'll be like, what is Judy liking on here? And I
no,
also
I don't look at that because that's what we're having this conversation now.
I also noticed that we do have followers. Mostly it's Alex and myself, but there's other people that send you messages and I don't want to read them. So I'm just letting you know there are messages in there for you.
Oh yeah, it's usually
Yeah.
my friend Bianca who sends me stuff. She'll just send me a video. And then I'll look at it 6 months later and be like, hey, thanks for the video. I
Right.
appreciate that. All right.
But I think things like that. And I think it's showing that our account is active, not just
Uh-huh.
like posting videos, but also being active, liking things, watching things. It's most of the same things I watch on my own channels, like on my own TikTok anyway. So I was like, okay,
Yeah.
this is easy. Like, I love it.
No, I get that. And then yeah, on at some point I'm gonna have Alex force me to look at stuff on there too, so that more of my personality can be in the algorithm as
Hmm.
far as the views of what's
Hmm.
coming in.
Yeah.
Um, but hey, I already figured out how to do the drafting thing, so I'm glad that you brought that up. But we got a comment. We got a comment this week, and I said I talked to I was being social.
You were, I saw, wait, are we talking about
The
the
Philippines
Filipino?
lady.
Yes. Also, I wanted to tell her that she misspelled Filipino. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let this lady have it. Let her have her time. I'm not gonna comment on this. It's
Oh
okay.
God. Well, honestly, look, girl, it's not your fault. It's my fault. Whatever I said, what I said confused you so much that you were just like,
She put like an extra P. She put a couple extra L's in there. I'm like, wait.
all right, I could only cover for her so much, Judy.
But I
Oh,
saw, I was like, okay, more interaction with the
yeah.
commenters.
No, I that is the one thing. Anytime we get a comment, we are such a small channel or what is it called on TikTok?
I don't know.
Okay, user. base, whatever, like whatever the TikTok thing is called. We are small, so anytime we do get any kind of interaction, I try to involve myself in that because that does mean a lot to me. It usually gets me into a fight with a 7-year-old over merit badges, but whatever, we here. So
it's a start.
And then and then Alex had actually told me to use less hashtags, to which I did. And this is a weird thing about this fucking algorithm, man. So I did the less hashtags, and then and we had because I hadn't posted in a week, so we had 800 views, right? Is it a real man? It's a real man! Yeah!
He always cheers you on when you come in.
Yes, I do.
He's smiling. No. I feel like you guys just make each other's days every time we do this.
Next time I'm gonna cry and then he's gonna cry. No, he's not. He's a real man.
He's also sensitive. It's okay.
Yeah. No, real men can be sensitive, but I'm just saying, you
gotta be a well-rounded.
But he's he's the kind of guy, because you're getting me off topic, but it's fine. He's the kind of real man that he'll cry in front of you, right? And he will always allow men to have emotions, but he'll never fucking cry in front of a man. No, you could stab him in the testicle, and he'll just and then he'll walk away. And when he finds you, he'll be like, "Babe, it's gone." But until that moment, he stays strong.
Fair. Sorry, back to TikTok talk.
So the first day I posted, it got 800 and something views.
Yes.
And then I did the same thing the next morning, and it puttered out at 260.
I'm telling you, let me take care of it.
No, 1,000% I will.
Yes.
1,000%. Because my next idea was going to be that we have to increase the amount of posts in general, which means I would have to increase the amount of content that I am editing, which means that I will not be able to play nearly as many video games, which I am not a fan of, but whatever. Here we are. I've chosen this life. It's fine. Also, I've drafted Alex to be the executive producer of the show. So she just lets me know when you're calling, essentially. Judy's calling.
Perfect.
But we are also going to start having meetings, not monthly type stuff, just to assess what's going on, to see what we think is working, to see what we think is not working.
Yes.
Just stuff like that, because something, and I don't want to get overall into this, but I got real inspired by the Barstool story that came out recently. So Dave Portnoy, the creator of Barstool Sports, he sold his company to another company called Penn, right?
Okay.
And Penn wanted to get into, Penn is a sports gambling company, right?
Oh, okay.
So Penn wanted to get into business with ESPN. ESPN said, well, that's cool, but you can't have Barstool with you. We don't want them. We don't like your tops round here. So after purchasing Barstool for $500 million, $550 million they spent, they sold it back to Dave for $1. I'm not lying. I can't make that up. For $1. Now, there are caveats to that. If he ever sells, Penn gets 50% of whatever proceeds are. If he's never allowed to be in the sports gambling atmosphere again, which was a huge money earner for them. So there's a lot of caveats to it. But just think about, he built up a media company that sold for $500 million.
Mm-hmm.
And he is so passionate about it and his dream and everything like that, that he then reacquired his company at a financial detriment to himself because he's not going to be able to go after that same ad revenue, different ad revenues, obviously, but not that same
Right.
one.
Yeah.
But he purchased it back and said, all right, let's ride. I love this job so much. I will reinvent it again if I have to.
Yeah.
And I say again because let's not be dishonest here. Barstool reinvented the game when it comes to sports media. They're the reason Pat McAfee is where he is, not because he's not super talented or whatever, but they're the ones who gave him the platform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They're the
Yeah.
ones who said, we're not just going to do this same black guy, white guy, debatey stuff. We're going to try other stuff. We're going to go with personalities who are genuine and entertaining.
Right. Right.
All right. But so yes, I'm inspired. So we're gonna lock it up. We're gonna lock it up a little bit, myself included, you
Yes.
know, and then
Yes.
we're gonna multifacet this because I know I've been saying it, but we're gonna do this locker room lads thing. I'm gonna start working on that tonight. Okay, because we got the time. We did figure out when we can film it. So now I just got to figure out the technological aspects behind it,
Yep.
and we're there. Oh,
But we're getting there. Yeah.
by the way, speaking of show stuff, who is this producer that you hired?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying whoever's writing all the bios or the when the video upload descriptions, right?
I was like, wait, what are you talking about?
He loves you and he hates me. And he says he's interning. I don't remember talking to any interns.
Oh my gosh. Is it Felix? Do you remember Felix?
Felix. It's not this person does not talk with an accent in any way.
Oh, no.
He refers to himself as you are favorite producer. One of his descriptions, I'm not going to lie to you, Judy. One of his descriptions were words, 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 more words.
Are we talking about like on the Spotify episodes?
It's on like it's in the description of the show. I don't know if it shows up on Spotify. It should. It's definitely in the description of all the YouTube channel stuff. So that's why, since only two of us have access to the YouTube, someone has to have let him in there.
I don't have access to the YouTubes.
I gave you the access.
No, I told you. I did it.
Who was it I gave access to?
It was not me.
Oh,
I literally texted you the other day. I was like, yo, I want to link our YouTube channel to the TikTok channel. And then I'm like, but I couldn't do it because I would have had to log into your YouTube, and I didn't want to do all like that.
I gave our YouTube channel to a hacker, and all this hacker wants to do is talk shit on me.
Damn.
Oh man.
What?
All right.
No.
Well, if anyone else out there has any information on who this your favorite producer person is, please let us know. Talk to us on the socials at takeabreathpod.
Yeah, find this person because it's not me, I promise.
Apparently Ryan's an old man and got catfished.
Yeah, it's scammed.
Okay. Did you do your homework and watch Hard Knocks?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yep.
Good. Alex didn't think you were going to.
Wow. Why not?
I know. I don't know. She's just like, I bet you didn't.
Wow. Thanks, executive producer, for having much faith in me.
I know. See what happens? You give someone a little bit of power and you see what happens to them. They just start trying to run roughshod over everything. And now I can already tell. I can hear her in the corner just trying to inch into the conversation somehow. And now she's taking her phone. He's not going to let me say anything. I'm going to get on my phone. Fuck him. Oh, I figured out my character for this show, by the way. Like, it just inherently is me anyway, but my
Okay.
character is grumpy old sitcom dad. Like, I'm the sitcom dad that's just always pissed off. And then his happy wife comes along. He's like, oh, he's funny when he's not around.
Oh, she just messaged us.
I know. I know.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm now in the group chat, y'all. I'm now in the group chat with Ryan and
what?
Alex. And it was like the best thing. I was like, oh yay. Now I have
She's
Alex's phone
such a
number.
liar. She just tried to say that what I said and in all texts. She
All caps.
all caps in all texts. That is not true. It is true. She said, I bet she see here. So here's the thing. Recently, and love, I'm sorry that I got to put your business out there a little bit, but look, you be forgetting about stuff. I got to call you out. Okay. So recently we got her I got her like a cartridge that she can puff on. Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And when it comes to that stuff, she is not as adept to it as I am because I'm like I'm like the guy Seth Rogen aspires to be when it comes to smoking weed. As
Mhm.
like he's like, I smoke a lot, but if I could smoke as much as Ryan, then I'm really doing something. And so like she'll take a puff, and honestly, that's all she needs for the night. But then she'll do another one and sometimes a third.
Oh.
So like she's not operating at 100%. I'll just so maybe she said it more of a joke than she meant it, but definitely said it. All right.
Sorry, there's a follow-up text.
Probably he's a liar.
I said, I hope Judy watched it. She never said that I wasn't going to watch
No, that's what she said
it.
after. She said, I bet she didn't. I hope she did.
We'll leave it at that.
And then she called you a bitch. I thought that was too much, but I mean, you know. Ugh.
Can I see what your shirt says?
Oh, it says Bonner Dad because it was Asher's first week at school last week.
Okay, I thought
Um,
it said boner dad, but I was like, what's the other letter next to like I couldn't. I'm like boner dad.
Put
Why
it
would
on
he
a
have
shirt. Put it on a sweatshirt. Choo choo or fraternity choo choo. Boner Dad. Coming to the Take a Breath store this fall for Christmas.
yo, okay, on TikTok, we can do it on the TikTok shop. Just letting
Okay. See,
yeah. Anyways,
this is why I'm
yeah.
letting you be head of social media. Okay. Look, Alex is gonna be the executive producer, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to be head of content.
Yeah,
You're gonna be head of social media.
yeah.
Keith is gonna be head of manliness.
Yes.
Okay. And then we'll be good to go.
We're good. That's it. Like we're
All right.
set.
Going back to Hard Knocks though.
Sorry, yes, okay, hard knocks. Mm-hmm. The
I mean,
Jets.
what did you think of the first two episodes?
They're very focused on Aaron Rodgers, and he's a little annoying. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? You think he's annoying? Wow. Why?
I just think I never liked Aaron Rodgers to begin with.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you think it has anything to stem from him being in the NFC and kind of
Like I mean,
beating
let's
down the
not say
Cowboys for
he's
all
beat
these
the
years?
Cowboys way too like last second wins against us. Okay,
You
way too
know,
many of them.
so does that have something to do with it then?
Maybe it's
Man,
probably like subconsciously like, damn, like fucking Aaron Rodgers. But it seems I never realized that I guess they could be like an entertaining team
mm-hmm.
because nobody ever talks about the Jets.
That is not true.
Unless you're like a Jets fan, I never really hear. But I guess it's because I'm just always hearing about like the Cowboys things and every time.
Well, Do you
But
actually watch? And I'm not saying this like, do you even? I'm genuinely.
yeah, yeah.
Do you actually watch like ESPN or Fox Sports or anything like that?
We don't have it anymore, but I used to,
Well, because
but
that's my
only when my
point.
husband did it.
Well, but that's my point though, is that ESPN, in my opinion, always talks about the Jets and the Giants and the Rangers and the Yankees and because they are based in Connecticut, which is right there next to New
Yeah,
York. So
right.
they always talk about those teams. Plus, everyone always thinks that New York is the fucking center of the universe, right?
Yeah.
So they talk about the Jets all the time, but
Okay.
I think you're right in the fact that if you're not on one on one of those conventional media platforms, that you can easily avoid the Jets because it's not like the Chiefs, it's not like the Niners, it's not like one of those teams that have been good for a sustained amount of time. So no matter what, it's going to come into your bubble somehow.
Right. Or it gets like posted like clips from ESPN, like segments, type
Right.
thing. But also, I don't know what happened. I think it's because I used to have my parents' cable login and now they cut out their cable. So we don't get ESPN anymore, like on demand. And I used to love that. And now it's gone. So I'm not going to like fight because we don't need any more streaming services. And like,
Well, it might have, in defense of you stealing your parents' ESPN,
yeah.
it might have been something like when they went to ESPN Plus that they
Oh,
didn't have
maybe.
that they need to have that extra thing that they never subscribed to, so that's why you lost it.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
But it's sad.
So I agree with you. The first ep, I would go because they they leaned off of it much more in the second one. So I'll
Hmm.
go the first 1.5 episodes were heavy into the Aaron Rodgers, the darn bestest guy in the whole widest world. He's
Yeah.
the he's the best teammate. He's the
He's
best
our
thrower of a
savior.
football.
Like,
He if we boys, if we have this quarterback as our quarterback, we're going to be in every football game. I tell you what. And then not only is he a great football player, but he goes and he talks to everybody. He's such a great leader. He has great relationships with people on other teams. Like, oh my god, the coach is coming. We're gonna get it fixed, Aaron. We're gonna work it out.
right. Yeah. He's like over here saying, like, that play didn't work. You saw that play didn't work. Throw it
Like,
out.
and I guess I knew that it was going to be an Aaron Rodgers puff piece to a
Hmm.
degree
Hmm.
because he's moving there. They're not going to, the NFL is never going to tarnish themselves, and he's one of their best players ever. Well, at that position anyway.
Yeah.
So they weren't going to tarnish him. I just didn't realize it was going to be that heavy handed, especially the first episode. They literally had Liev Schreiber come out just to
Right.
just to fellatiate this man, essentially, just to drop to his knees in the middle of the football field and be like, "Oh my God, Aaron Rodgers."
Like, I was thinking, I go, they've never flown out the other like narrators in previous seasons from what I
No,
remembered.
no, never. Um, the other thing that I got from it was, and I think I understand why Nat Hackett was such a terrible head coach.
Uh-huh.
And this is not going to be disparaging on him. Hear me out. I'm not talking to you, G. I'm talking about everybody else. Nat Hackett is not a coach. Okay. From what I've seen, from my overarching amount of studying of the Hard Knocks episodes, he's not a coach. He's a teacher. All right. That's what his calling is. His calling is to be able to teach the game of football in a way that is relatable to those around him. Super high energy, fun guy, doing stuff that's a little off the wall. Because at first I was pissed about one thing I saw in episode 2 when they were in the quarterbacks room and they were looking at each of the Jets quarterbacks and deciding if it was going to be a pass or a
A
run,
run. Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I was I was thinking to myself, what the fuck does this matter? You're an actual quarterback. What are you going to be on the sideline? It's a pass. It's a
Right,
pass. I can
right.
tell by the way he has it in his hand. It's a pass. Like there's no part of football from having that would say having a quarterback know when other quarterbacks are going to either fake it and pass the ball or actually hand it off. There's no way.
No, no.
But then I realized that I shouldn't say realized, but what I put together is that I feel like Hackett puts like a fun segment at the beginning and or at the end of his teaching sessions or his film room sessions, right? Because later on they started talking about Leslie Nielsen and Naked Gun and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I also and so I think he's just trying to make the atmosphere fun. And so that's what I'm really hoping that was with the quarterback thing. Because what are we doing? What?
Yeah, it didn't make sense. I'm like, what? Like, why does it matter if he's like, oh, both of his thumbs were on the ball. Okay.
His thumbs! He's got his thumbs on the ball.
And half the
Quentin!
wrong.
Check his thumbs, Quentin! And then I also say that he
QB, right? Like,
I also say that he is a teacher because of Aaron Rodgers. The reason I say that is Aaron Rodgers is, and now obviously Hard Knocks is trying to change this perspective on him. But Aaron Rodgers has kind of been known to be a little surly. He likes things done a certain way. He likes them done his way. If you don't do it that way, then he gives you a lot of attitude, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
But he loves Nate Hackett. He has gone out before, like, because obviously he was the OC on the Green Bay Packers for the 2 years that Aaron won his MVPs most recently. And then he went over to Denver, and that was right. But Aaron, throughout that entire thing, from him being in Green Bay to going to Denver to now being in New York, has always said that Hackett is one of his favorite coaches ever. And I do think that is because of the way that he presents the game. It's not and this is the third part, a normal coach's mentality, in my opinion. Yeah. Now, I've never been a coach. I do not aspire to be a coach, but I have been around people who do that job at the highest level, thanks to my family. Mm-hmm. And being a coach is less like being a teacher and more like being a drill sergeant. Okay? It is the coach's job to make sure that you understand how to do everything, but how to do everything within this bigger machine, right?
Right, yeah.
A teacher is trying to get you to be the best version of yourself. This is also why Hackett works as a quarterback's coach, because quarterbacks or a quarterback in it with the quarterbacks, I should say, because those guys can be the sole star of it, period, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but with coaches, it's very regimented. It's very, you need to do it this way. It's very, don't worry or don't ask why, just do what I've told you to do, right? If I call a play, then you execute the play that I've called type shit.
Yeah.
And that's just, Hackett doesn't seem to really have much of that in him, much of the, do what the fuck I said, the way that I fucking told you. No, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
You know how you threw it to the left there? Well, we were trying to throw it to the right. Like that's
exactly what happened at that preseason game.
Yeah. So, the other notes that I took, and I'll be brief because we only got a couple minutes left, but the other notes that I took were the producer of the show has a fucking hard on for the defensive coordinator. Oh my God. Like, I didn't really watch last season with Dan Campbell, but I assume that this D coordinator is like this season's version of Dan Campbell, because it's just like, oh, he's got all the sound bites and we're always going to him and he's always it's just like, good Lord, man. I didn't realize it would be Hard Knocks with the fucking New York defensive coordinators.
I didn't notice that, but now I'm gonna have to like pay attention to it.
Well, he's the one like when they're talking about how amazing Aaron Rodgers is, and they're like, no other quarterback in the league in the world could have made that throw. That's the D coordinator. That's the
Oh,
defense. They're ogling over fucking Aaron Rodgers in the defensive meeting, and then in the offensive meeting, they're talking about fucking handoffs. God, this team better win. I swear to God, if they don't win, they're gonna be screwed. They're gonna be screwed. The last thing I want to say about the show is that
yeah.
Rob Saleh, I don't know shit about him as a person, but based on what I've seen, that man will have a job as a motivational speaker for the rest of his life if he wants it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like, just in that very first monologue when he's talking, forget all the dumb shit about being a eagle and flying. Nah, when he was actually talking about getting to work, he's like, all right, we just did practice. What's next? Hit the gym. What's next? Worked on film. What's next? Like, the way that he hits you with that energy, that's where it was. When he was talking about in episode 2, watching the silent film, you can feel that as like, nah, when you watch the silent film, it tells you who you are. It says nothing but that. It's like, he's like got that in him.
Yeah.
I can regardless of if he's the most amazing defensive coordinator of all time or not, I could see him getting his job just on his speaking skills alone.
Right.
So, and then the fucking mentalist, that thing fucked me up. Okay.
Did it really?
Like, oh my God. Don't get me wrong. Some of it, I was like, all right, so you obviously put all of the same fucking puzzle pieces in the thing, and then one side is one thing and the other side is all the same, right? But then 21 to 10 or 30, 31 to 21, whatever.
Yeah, 31-21.
And then the goldfish, the fucking goldfish, man. How you get a goldfish in a man's hand? A strong man like Aaron Rodgers, not a strong man like a real man, but a strong man.
Yeah.
All right, that's our recap of Hard Knocks with the Jets.
That's it for our show. I'm just kidding.
No, we still have a whole other segment coming up. I do want to get to a couple jobs that I wish I could do. Some might call them my personal dream jobs, and also more reasons I want to be famous. It's all coming up right here on A Conversation with Judy and Ryan. Woo!
Could you have done that after before I clicked restart recording?
I mean, I could have. I was trying to, but once we were there, I might as well get as much content out of it as possible, right?
Yeah.
Welcome back to A Conversation with Judy and Ryan, youtube.com at TABPOD. Also, all the socials at TABPOD. Okay, so I am going to talk about, okay, you know what? We're going to do what's called a segment sandwich. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
So normal, I'm sure you've heard of like the compliment sandwich.
I guess.
For anyone who doesn't know what a compliment sandwich is, because Judy totally knows. She totally knows exactly what a compliment sandwich is.
Continue.
It's when you want to tell someone something bad, but you bookend it with compliments. So like for you, I would say, oh my God, Judy, you are so funny. I really wish that sometimes you would pay more attention to me when I'm talking to you, but you make me laugh so hard, it's hard to even get mad. See how I did that?
Yeah. I get it. Thank you for telling me.
I wasn't telling you, I was telling anyone out there who didn't know what a compliment sandwich was. Anyway, we are going to do a segment sandwich. We're going to do one of my list segments. Then we are going to talk about all the drama with The Blind Side. Then we are going to do another one of my list segments. I'm trying to
Okay.
think. You know what? Since people have already heard about this one before, I'm gonna go back to reasons I want to be famous.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Do we remember what some of my previous reasons were?
You want it to be like the commercial known for a commercial guy.
Yeah, I want to be like, oh, that guy in that thing. Yeah,
Yeah, the guy.
I want to be that. I want to be the
Um,
guy. Remember, I want to be the guy on the wall of a deli that you don't
yes,
know why that guy is there.
yes, yes.
I'm sure there's other reasons, but I have new ones. Reason number one, I would like to get a free mattress. You see all these people doing all these sponsorships and they just get free man. They're like, oh my God, this is the best mattress I've ever. Have you been mattress shopping lately?
No, not in the last 2 years.
Mattresses are going to cost you like a rack minimum
Why?
because I don't know, because the mafia, I don't know. They're expensive. But it's like, okay, so let's say that the regular mat plus I got like a California king size bed, right? So that's the mattress is gonna be a lot no matter what. But
Right.
then it's also like, oh well, the materials are super nice, and you this, and then you need a duvet cover and a pillow top and a muffin top. I don't know, but there's a lot, and it would just be real nice if all I had to do was be like, hey, Ghost Face Mattresses sent me this. It is so nice and comfortable. I love sleeping in my new mattress all days of the night. I mean, all nights of the year. For your mattress, order it at the link down below. Right? And that's all I
And
got to
enter
do.
my
Like,
code for a
yeah.
discount.
All I got to do is say that like 7 times, and then I have a free mattress for life. It'd be
I wish
nice.
that'd be nice if we could get a mattress sponsor on this podcast. That would be
I'll do
cool.
all of the reads for you.
I
It
would
was
too.
it was like sleeping on a bed of feathers, except better because I am allergic. All right,
Okay.
reason number two. I want to get famous enough to where I have to make an apology video.
Oh,
I know that this
okay.
is probably the dumbest fucking thing anyone has ever said, but I say a lot of dumb things. And I would like to see at what point I would have to break and be like, damn, I got to do an apology video, don't I? Like, at what point will it be? Because there's two things that happen, right? It's very, very rare that you have someone super famous that also says something super outlandish, right?
Right. Yeah.
It usually is like they're either like fresh to fame and they do something dumb because they're still ascending, or they do something way in their past that then gets brought to light after they've acquired some level of fame.
Okay.
And I stand by, without actually going back and watching any of our shows after I've edited them, I stand by everything I've ever said. Whether it was I'm standing by it as a joke and it was meant for comedic purposes, or if I'm standing by it as my opinion, I stand by that shit because I'm a fuck about it, okay?
Okay. I'm a thug about it.
That's I'll have to tell you about that specific thing in a second because that's something
Okay.
going around in my house. Um, so I would like to see at what points what I do gets enough people to be like, you're so offensive. And excuse you, just closing doors and shit. God, rude. Got a show to do. Gosh. Right now, I'm gonna do some like real time inception. Right now, she's whatever part she's listening to, or however, she's just like, oh my God, it wasn't even that loud. I don't know, he's making such a big deal about it. And then now she's thinking, bitch, you don't know what I'm thinking. And now she's thinking, how did he know what I was thinking? And now she's thinking, this motherfucker needs to get out of my head. And now she's just like, I'm gonna stop thinking. Then he won't know what I'm thinking.
I'm about to scroll away.
uh, so last but
Yeah.
not least, why I would like to be famous, or in ways that I would want to be famous. I
Hmm.
want to be famous enough that someone walks up to me and asks me to take a picture, only for them to realize that I'm not who they thought they were taking that picture with.
Okay.
There was
Okay.
a there's a guy named Stu Gatz. He's on the Dan Levitard show, and they were up in Lake Tahoe, and a Aaron Rodgers was up there. This is pre training camp. Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers was up there, and then there was another country music star who was up there, and they kind of look similar in that they're both white guys with like medium long hair
Beards
and beard,
and
right?
yeah, yeah.
Like they would be confused for cousins for sure. But this guy Stu Gatz got so enamored with the fact that he thought he was talking to Aaron Rodgers that he kept this country music star hostage for like 20 minutes in conversation about football and the Jets, and just like, oh my God, imagine talking to someone for 20 minutes and this whole time you're just thinking to yourself, when the fuck is he going to realize that I am not that guy?
Right, yeah.
So I think that would be a lot of fun for me, for them to be like, oh my God, can I have a picture with you? Yeah, totally. Click. Oh, you're not Dan Fogel. The fuck? God.
Like, oh,
Oh, you're not Hagrid.
uh, Hagrid.
Yeah. Someone's calling me right now.
Oh,
Should I answer
hello.
it?
You should put them on speaker. Is it spam?
It. I mean, maybe it's unknown. I mean,
Oh,
it's known, but it's not in my phone.
oh, I don't know.
You know what? It's too late now. I'm just gonna leave it. Yeah.
Oh,
See.
okay, it's gone.
Oh, well, no, my concern is like if you answer it and it is spam, now they know that that's a working number.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right.
Okay.
But that was a
Anyways.
perfect way to segment out of one segment and into the next of the blind side, because this blind side story has been insane this week. We are so blessed because last week we got Lizzo and all the craziness that she was, and now we got the beginning of the race war. Michael Orr versus the Tuohys. Let's go.
Oh my God. I just remember seeing it the other day and I go, what? Like it was on breaking news on ESPN, like on on TikTok, on Instagram. And it's like, Michael Orr like says the Blind Side whole story was a fraud. I was like, what? What?
So there are so many moving pieces to this, and I'm not gonna lie. At the end of it, I'm just gonna tell you guys now. At the end of it, my one reaction to all of this is that it just makes me sad.
Yeah.
It really just makes me sad because at the core of all this is a family, or you would think so, right? At
Right.
the core of all this is somebody who, as a person, thought that they had a family around them, regardless of how he treats them or how they treat him.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be a family. And the more things that have come out about this story, the less that makes me feel like it ever was a family. And that makes me sad.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's unsure of what we're talking about, Michael Orr is a former NFL offensive lineman whose life story was the subject of a movie called The Blind Side, which won Sandra Bullock an Oscar. Now,
Yes.
from the very beginning of that movie, because he was already in the NFL when this movie came out, right? But from the
Yep.
very beginning of it, he had always said, "I didn't like the way I was portrayed in the movie. I'm not a special needs kind of person. I'm very smart. I've
Right.
always been super athletic. I knew football well before I came there. I was a varsity athlete in multiple sports, all this stuff, right?
Yep.
And so he always took that with a exception to that, but he went along with the rest of it because it was helping his family and it was a good story. He got more opportunities because of that, right?
Yeah.
But now it's come out that like the whole thing is fake because he thought when he turned 18 that they were adopting him. And
Yeah.
he signed a piece of paper that he thought were adoption papers. And it turns out that they were not adoption papers, they were conservatorship papers. And now you guys know I'm a fucking lawyer. So all the legal advice can be taken literal from me. But the way that I understand a conservatorship to be is that they can essentially do business deals in your name and you have no legal ramifications to stop it.
Right.
That's the way that I understand it.
I think that's how yeah. It's the same with like the whole Britney Spears thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hers was also different though, because, and like we find out with the Michael Orr stuff, her dad also had control over money that she was generating because of the conservatorship. And I'm guessing that's how he set up the business deal or whatever. But like I said, I'm a
Yeah.
lawyer, so I know all this stuff. Okay. And you too can be a lawyer on a bed full of mattress feathers. It is so
That are not real feathers because we are
allergic. Hypoallergenic is the way that we say allergic
we don't
now.
support animal cruelty.
Oh no, no, we only buy dead ducks that died of natural causes. We don't. It took me a minute. No, it took me because I was like, we only buy dead ducks. I was like, oh damn, that all the ducks die. we gotta be humane. All right,
Yeah,
sorry. Going back to the Michael Orr story.
yes.
So recently it came out that due to this conservatorship, he claims that with the Blind Side movie that the Tuohys made as a family somewhere around 15 million in merchandising and movie rights and all this stuff. So he is suing them for that $15 million. And this is where it gets sad to me because like even if he was gonna sue, right? Because I'll put it this way: I can get upset with my dad, and I could sue him, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I get that they have all made it a very public affair on both sides, but I
Right.
would hope that if my dad had a lawyer after suing him, that he wouldn't put out something like this that is only for PR purposes, right?
Oh.
The evidence this is a statement from the Tuohy's representative.
Okay.
The evidence documented in profit participation checks and studio accountant statements is clear over the years that the Tuohys have given Mr. Orr an equal cut of every penny received from the Blind Side. Unbeknownst to the public, Mr. Orr has actually attempted to run this place several times before, but it seems that numerous other lawyers stopped representing him once they saw the evidence learned the truth. Sadly, Mr. Orr has finally found a willing enabler and filed this ludicrous lawsuit as a cynical attempt to drum up attention in the middle of his latest book tour. And this is where I get sad because this is a family fighting.
Right.
But it's not a family fighting because the Tuohys didn't adopt him.
Yeah.
And that's where I get angry though. Because why didn't you adopt him? And if you did, why is that not the statement?
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's they kind of missed that whole part of like what came out that he's like I don't understand.
yeah, like at the end of the day, if you didn't do the things that you're being accused of, I feel
Mhm.
like though, and to be fair to the Tuies and to the representative, they didn't say anything out of pocket. If everything that they are saying is the truth, let's put it that way. If what the statements that have been stated are the truth about him trying to extort them out of money or whatever, if
Right.
everything is said is true, they didn't say anything out of pocket.
Yeah.
But when you put your dirty laundry out on the street like that,
Yeah.
like there's got to be a part of it where it's like, no, I can't do that. I know the way that I love Asher, I could never do anything like this to him. We might fight it out in court, but that's
Right.
all going to be behind the scenes. If he wants to be a fool and do some stuff in public, that's on him.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to do that to him. Like
Right.
I say that now. Watch him come after me. I'm like, oh, we're gonna burn the crops and salt the fields, boys.
Oh man.
but, but I just like I said, it makes me sad. It bums me out, and not even
Yeah.
because of the movie aspect, because there was a lot of stuff in that movie that was Hollywood, right?
Yeah, of course.
And that's part of it. But I don't know. Like I know what it's like. Okay, we're doing a whole trauma dump today. I know what it's like for your parents to not want you. When I was growing up, I was supposed to move. I got three dads. Okay.
Yes.
I got a biological dad. I got a stepdad who raised me, and I have no, I'm sorry, I have an adopted dad who raised me, and I have my stepdad who I call my dad now. And growing up, I was supposed to go move in with my biological dad, and because he has my two brothers live out there, and I wanted to, have my dad in my life.
Yeah.
This was around second, third grade, and he flies me out, and I'm there for the summer, and then at the end of the summer, hey, sorry, champ, not going to be able to stick around. Got to send you back to your mom. And so I know what it feels like to feel like you're not wanted by the people you want to be wanted by the most.
Right.
And so that's why my heart goes out to Michael Orr on this one. I'm sure that there is guilt on both sides of this,
Hmm.
but it's just if you made a if you made an 18-year-old kid who had known nothing but despair from the family perspective his entire life,
Right. Yeah.
and then you essentially tricked him into signing something to think he was a part of your family, then
Yeah.
that is a level of evil that I cannot comprehend.
Yeah. That's
E-
that part is just
even
crushing.
if even if there's good intentions behind it, because I get it, every evil, everything that's done in evil, here's a better way to put it, no one thinks of themselves as the supervillain,
Yeah.
right? Even evil people think of themselves as doing the righteous thing or the right thing.
The right thing. Yeah.
So I get that somewhere they are able to say, no, we were doing the right thing, we were helping, blah, blah, blah. But like, just they have two kids. Imagine if this happened to one of their two kids.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would be as nonchalant about it. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on that we will see where
How
that
it plays
story
out.
goes.
Yeah.
All right, real quick before we get into the jobs that I wish I could do, I did say that we were going to talk about being a thug about it.
Yes.
So this is something that's been going on in my house for a while because Alex has been in full Leo season. And so the other day we're in a parking lot, and in this parking lot there's a lot each aisle is a one-way direction. right?
Okay.
But it's a parking lot. So, I mean, really, like, you do what you got to do. The
Yeah.
only thing that makes it difficult is that since it's the one way, they angle the parking spots so
Oh,
that
yes,
it's
makes
designed
sense.
so that you're supposed to go that way, right?
Yeah.
So one day we're pulling in and there's a spot, but it's in a way that well, no. So she parks in the spot the right way. Sorry, I'm getting the story backwards. So she parks. We go into the store. We come out, and then so as she's pulling out, another car is coming down the wrong way.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So she panics and she's like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" Now we're in the street is right in the middle. Right. There's one
Okay.
parking spot, and then it's us. So I'm like, "Yo, be a thug about it. Back this thing up and just pull on out." And she's like, "Oh, okay. I'm gonna be a thug about it." And so she backs it up. She backs up real far, like she was going to come into the road and then pull out. But then she just like stopped. She just stopped and was right there
Just
and
in the
waited
middle?
for the other car. Yeah. And then waited for the other car to like move over a little bit. And then she went by. And I was like, I love you. That's not being a thug about it. That what was that? She's like, I was being a thug about it. And I was like, no, you weren't. You were obeying the traffic laws.
Aw.
No one has ever been a thug about it, obeying laws. And that's fine.
That's
Guess what?
okay.
She doesn't need to be a thug, but she also shouldn't pretend to be one on TV either. Gotta make sure I don't get stabbed.
Yeah, she'll show you. Be a thug about it.
Yeah, exactly. Who's a thug now, bitch? Comes up, shakes me, Oz style. Oh, did you ever
Oh,
watch the show
man.
Oz?
No.
Oh man, that was a honestly for someone who spent a whopping 9.5 hours in county jail one time for an unpaid speeding ticket. That is the truest way to show life in prison through Hollywood.
Wait, is Oz the spinoff of The Wire?
No, they're not spin-offs, but they were both on
Well, not
HBO.
sorry, not spinoffs, but
Well,
they were
no, I
like
mean like
similar,
they're
right?
not related, but
No?
they're
Oh,
both they're both gritty. They were both on HBO at a similar time. Um, Oz is about life in a prison. Like you see it from the lives
okay.
of the workers, the prisoners, everything. Right? There's more that goes into it. I'm not going to give you the whole synopsis, but
Yeah.
essentially, it was 5 seasons. You know who was in that show?
No,
And no, I have no idea.
I was like, I haven't seen it. I would like to watch it actually.
J.K. Simmons. So the guy who plays J. Jonah Jameson in
Yes.
the
Okay.
Spider-Man movies, he's also
The
the farmer's
farmers.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, him in that role shows me what it's like to be an actor because he plays a neo-Nazi gang leader.
Huh.
Right? Exactly.
Okay.
He's like, but he
The
does
state,
it
the farmer's
so
guy.
well. He does it so well. And I'm watching this show way too young in life. I'm like 11, 12, 13, and I'm watching him just bend dudes over and go to town, right? And
Yeah.
so in my mind, I'm like, forever he's going to be a neo-Nazi. I'm not going to like this person as an actor. Sure as shit, I love him in everything. So yeah, he's in it. Honestly, if you watch it, you'll see a bunch of actors that you have seen in other stuff.
Mhm.
Oh, the dude from CSI, Law and Order, the Chris something. Do you ever watch CSI
Yes.
SVU?
I know you're talking about. Yes. I know
Not
you're talking about.
CSI, God, Law and Order SVU,
SVU.
CSI Law and Order. God, put it on his shirt. CSI Law and Order.
Like, what the hell?
It's a cross-brand promotion.
Right.
That's how you get them to sponsor you, Judy. You just take multiple properties and smash them together without asking. And then the money comes.
It's like our Twix. It's
Yes, Twix. It's not Twitter or X. It's Twix.
Twix.
But no, watch that. And I can't. Oh, you know who else is? God, a lot of insurance people. The mayhem guy.
Yeah,
And have you seen the most recent mayhem video where it's mayhem and his brother and they're playing basketball?
no.
Oh, okay. So the guy who plays his brother in that commercial is his real life brother, who is also in that show as his brother.
That's funny.
So that actor's name is Dean Winters. So the Winterses, they keep it in the family.
Hey, they know how to get that money.
Either that or Dean is a really exceptional actor and he keeps making sure his brother has a job.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
He cares
cool.
about his brother,
I'd be a nepotism brother. I would totally be a nepo brother. Oh my God. I get to have a nice house and a hot wife because I'm an actor in Hollywood. And all I got to do is say, hey, bro, get me a job this month. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey,
easy.
hey, Mr. Allstate guy, why don't you get your brother some fucking work, huh? Huh, you inconsiderate bastard. You never think of me anymore. Oh, thanks, bro. Thanks. I'm so happy you put me in
Thank
this.
you. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
a lot of insurance people were in Oz. Oh, gosh. All right. Oh, all right. Let's just get to it.
Okay.
Jobs that I wish I could do. So these are jobs that would somewhat be a dream job, but at the same time are not really a dream job.
Yeah.
So the first one is I would just write funny work emails all day.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I already do that now to pass time. So if I could just get a full 8 hours, so in this scenario, someone just sends me something and I just have to reply to it. So you're sending me whatever. Hey, I need to know what's going on with the SR22-14Z. And I'm just like, Patrick, that's such private information. Why would you be asking me this already? Oh my God, my wife. My wife is going to be very concerned if I'm telling you about this. But you know what, sir? Something about the way that you talk to me, it just gets me a little hot under that collar. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give you the SR22-4Z. I'm going to give you the B13-142Q. And I'm going to give you the ZD459XR3. Have a great day. I broke Judy.
I'm like, okay. I don't see how that's a job, but
no, that's what I'm saying. These are not real. Well, some of them are real jobs. It's not real. This is just like it's a dream job for me.
For you.
Okay. I would just love to be able to do this all day.
Got it. You got it.
You know?
You got it.
Like another thing, it's not a job. I would just like to go up to random people all day and just be like, where'd you get that outfit? Not listen to them, but just ask them.
Yeah.
Maybe even walk away while they're talking. But I'd like to do it. That was not on the list. That's a freebie for you guys. Okay.
You know what that reminds me of? Did you ever watch Billy on the Street?
Yeah.
So it's kind of what he does, right? He just runs around like New York City, like Manhattan, Times Square, whatever. He's just asking these random things.
Yeah, he's good at it though. Like, because there's also a lot of TikTokers that try to do that.
Yeah, and it doesn't pan out. No. But he has like that charisma.
But but Billy is also an amazing, he's just an amazing entertainer. And I'm not saying that I'm not, because God damn it, if I'm not amazing at everything I do. But
some of these things I'm like, why don't you do it?
But he also he
don't come off creepy.
He makes. I don't know. I come off very Persian. I don't know if you want some. Excuse me. What do you want to tell me? Tell me now. All right. Next job. I want to be a fast food taste tester. I just want
Okay.
all of the fast food, all of them. I don't want like a
Yes.
single company. I want all the companies to just deliver me their newest foods and
Okay.
I test them. And then I let them know how I feel. But then they're also not allowed to tell anyone how I feel.
Shoot. 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 Sorry, there's this cat that just keeps like trying to. I'm like, go. He's like on the computer. I didn't want him to like knock things over.
Oh God.
God. But you can do that job, you know.
No, but not the way I want to do it. Because
Oh.
you can do the job as like you could do it for like a company, right?
Mhm.
And even then, it's not really a job. It's like you can go in, like you have to sign up for it, like you are like an in studio audience or whatever.
Okay.
Um, I want Mr. McDonald and Mr. Burger King and Mr. Wendy's
To
calling me,
just send
Ryan,
me.
our new batch is on its way. And I'm like, about fucking time. Click.
Uber Eats is on its way.
Exactly. All right, next job. And I think I touched on this earlier with my sitcom dad thing.
Yeah.
I want to be the angry sage at the office. There's always like in a TV show, there's always that one guy who's like super upset or just, beaten down by time. And then, but anytime you need some advice, like he always knows exactly what to say. I want to be that guy who just like people leave him alone, but then he's just doling out fucking zingers that are making everyone's life better all day. But then they're still leaving him alone. Oh God, beautiful. Beautiful. I get to tell you my opinion and you never talk to me. Let's fucking go. Still can't figure out why I'm not good at social media.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Number four. Number
How many
five.
jobs are there?
Five. Five.
Okay.
Number four. I want to be a mechanic observer. I just want to watch other people work on cars. I don't know anything about cars. Like I know about them from a necessity level. I don't know
Right.
anything about them from an internals level. I couldn't work on an engine. I could change a
Yeah.
tire. That's pretty much my mechanicness,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But I've been watching a lot of this channel on YouTube called Donut Media, and they do a lot of car stuff, like at their car channel. And watching them work on it, it brings out some kind of like tinkerer aspect of my brain that I
Mm-hmm.
never connected with when I would watch mechanic shows when I was little.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm watching them and just like, I want to just do this all day. I just want to watch these guys work on cars and I'll be happy. I'll be so happy. And then when they're busy, I can go over to the other guy's auto shop and watch them work on cars and see. So like one mechanic shop could be like the fun place where they just do crazy invention type cars. And the
Yeah.
other one is like street cars. And so I'm learning just everything all the time, but I'm not actually learning anything because I'm not touching. I'm just watching and enjoying. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Last one. And this one, I think that a lot of people think that this would be fun, but then like the actual doing it would suck. I want to be a professional app player
Okay.
in the
Professional
same
athlete.
way that there are professional dog walkers. I want to play other people's apps for them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So like a beta user.
No, 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 no,
No.
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 No, like you play Bejeweled or Candy
Yeah.
Crush,
Yeah.
right? But
Right.
like there's stuff going on and you're busy during the day. But you need to make sure that you get that sweet
So I
whatever
need
updates that
someone to
I
play
need
my
yeah.
app. Oh, I
Right. So
see what you're
you call the
saying.
professional app player and I log in and I get you all of the connections and the candies
Yeah.
or the whatever. I look, we
Yeah.
can also branch out and we can be the professional Tinder swipers as well. I'll swipe
Okay.
all day for you. I'll swipe left or right all day. whichever you want. You know, as if there's an app and I can use it for you, I will professionally use it for you. I know that I am, but I really don't like having to compete for your attention with the cat.
No, I'm
Okay.
listening to you.
No. Hear what I said. I know you're listening to me. I know that. There's something in me that doesn't like competing with a cat. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if you heard. I'm super well adjusted because my three fathers.
Sorry. We're sorry. We're here. Let me close the door. God.
Sorry. Right here. Fuck you. I'm gone.
To close the door.
Oh God. It's fine. But yeah, those are the five jobs that if they somehow magically became a job, I would totally jump on that. Actually,
Hmm.
I don't.
Hmm.
I'll be for real. The fast food one though, like I like fast food a lot. I don't know if I'd want to eat it every single day. Even,
You'd have to eat it
but
every
it's
day.
but it's new and inventive every day.
I don't think companies have
This
that.
is my dream, Judy. They do have it.
Okay. I don't know. They might. They might. I don't know what to tell you.
It's like I don't think they have it. They might. I don't know. Like it's
Look, my bad. My bad.
it's just such a supervillain thing where it's like the number one's like, I have an opinion. Oh, do you? No, sir, not at all. Nothing to say here. Oh man. Well, thank you through this emotional train wreck of a show that I had today. We're gonna continue to try and find out who this producer is that's talking all the shit. And
Yeah.
yeah, let's meet here, same bat time, same bat channel next week on a conversation with Judy and Ryan. But until then, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.